Hi guys, it's Claire. I'm back with some card making videos for you today, which I haven't done for a while, but it's good to be back. If you've watched my YouTube channel, you'll know why. I've been moving house and my craft room has been upside down, so everything's been a bit everywhere, but yeah, it's really good to be back. And these two videos I'm going to do today are for Craft Stash. They've kindly sent me a bundle of goodies to play with and make things with. This collection that they've sent me is a gorgeous collection, and it's all based around this embossing folder, the one that everyone went crazy for. That folder, you couldn't get enough of it. It's a gorgeous embossing folder with the stripes on the bottom and that Baroque style pattern on the top, and it comes with a couple of stamps as well, this set. And they've brought out, because this was so successful, they've brought out some more embossing folders to go along with it. So you've got this fancy floral, really nice, obviously floral on top, vine in the middle and leaves at the bottom. You've got Lacy birthday with a gorgeous happy birthday sentiment through the middle. You've got diamond check, which again is a really lovely one, good for a mail card. There's also a stamp set. This is brilliant. I absolutely love this stamp set. You've got, what have you got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sentiments and these lovely little swirls. Really nice sentiments as well. You enjoy your special day, happy birthday, birthday wishes, Merry Christmas, with love, happy anniversary, thinking of you, best wishes, congratulations, and get well soon. So really nice, usable, all occasion sentiments. And then very excitingly, you've got this die set. I absolutely love this. It's a set of 6 dies, butterfly, swirl, the swirl which actually matches the swirl on the stamp set. This wave, which cuts out, I'll show you the die in a second, and then some flowers. But yeah, let me open them up and show you these. Ooh, come out. Oh, where's my wave die? It's missing. Bear with me. Here it is, sorry, it was over by my big shot machine. So you've got the wave, which is absolutely brilliant, and for any of these sentiments, obviously it's going to work perfectly with any of those sentiments, which is really nice. A really lovely pretty butterfly, 3 flowers, or 1 flower that you can layer up however you want to do that, but 3 flower dies, and that little swirl again, or that little leaf again. Okay, so a lovely set of dies. Now the cards I'm going to make for you today I've actually kept quite simple. So this one, super simple. This is a masculine card, obviously. Well, it doesn't have to be, but I've made it as a masculine card. So just let the embossing folders sort of talk and do it themselves, really. So kept it really simple, embossed that happy birthday, embossed on here, added the blue band to make that sentiment pop. And yeah, just a simple mail card that you can't go wrong with. Easy to give out, easy to use, and really simple to make. Now the reason I've done it so simple is because I wanted to show you that with this collection of goodies you can just make a 5-minute card which looks fantastic. It's not flat, it's got dimension, it looks a really nice handmade card, but it takes no time at all. So yeah, that'll be video number 1. I'm also going to make this card here, which will be video number 2, which I'll show you that you'll have to watch video number 2 to find out how we do that one. But we'll get started on this one for now. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is grab our card base. So I have basic white card bases. These are, the embossing folders are always 6 by 6 in size. Now I work in centimetres. My cards that I have, my blank cards, are 14.8 by 14.8 centimetres, which is a fraction under 6 by 6, but obviously a 6 by 6 works perfectly. The first layer on my card that I need is this blue layer, so just a navy blue, cut down to 14.5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. So put my card to one side for a minute. Literally a simple piece of navy blue. I'm just going to flat stick onto my card. Like so. Next thing we're going to do is our embossed larger panels, so the top and the bottom of this card. Now you'll notice that none of the embossing folders that I showed you earlier had that combination, that pattern combination, so the stripe with the dot and the diamond. There isn't one. I got the dot and stripe from this one, and I got the diamond from this one, the bottom of both of these embossing folders. But we're going to mix it up. That's the great thing about these embossing folders, is you can interchange them and make them all work with each other. So I'm going to get 2 pieces of white cardstock and emboss that embossing folder and this one. Okay, so I've been back from my big shot machine, which I used to do my embossing, and here's the big reveal. Brilliant, really, really good. I really like the texture of those. Really lovely embossing folders they are. Nice deep embossing and crisp, really lovely. So yeah, so that's my first one. And the second one, oops, come out, is there. So that's lovely as well. So that gives you that stripe, that dotted stripe that I wanted. I hope that's showing up on camera well enough for you, just to sort of see that texture on there. Okay, so as I say, we mix and matched ours. So to do that, it's actually really quite simple. All you're going to do is cut one in half. So I'm going to cut in half straight through the middle of here. Seems a bit mean, but it works, don't worry. Cut that in half and simply stick it on top of this one here. Now you could cut this one in half and obviously save both pieces and then make yourself another card out of those, but I quite like just sticking this one on top, because what it means is you get this perfectly aligned again. It doesn't matter that this middle looks messy because we're going to cover that up, but it just means that everything is lined up perfectly. Obviously you can go ahead and just stick it straight on in two separate pieces, but to make everything perfectly aligned and just look neater, it's easier or better just to sort of cover up that bit. I know it's a bit wasteful, but it does work out better in the end. So just with running some scotch on the back, any glue obviously would work, and stick that on top of there. Like so. Now I actually work with it completely up the other way because I wanted my diamonds at the top and my lines at the bottom. And as I say, this is very messy, but it doesn't matter about that at all. Pop that to one side. So we've got our card base with the blue on it, and then we've got this all ready to go, just pop to one side as well. We're going to work on our sentiment now. So to do our sentiment, we need that wavy die that was in the die set. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that out of a piece of white. Okay, I'm back from my machine and there's my piece of white. So it's a really lovely, it cuts perfectly, really, really nice die. Absolutely brilliant. And obviously that sits nicely over the middle of our card. Now on the card that I made, you'll see that I also had this border of the navy blue because I wanted to bring that in to match the border that I've got around the edge. So I'm going to die cut this again in navy blue. Okay, so there you go, it's cut out again in the navy blue. To make it as a border top and bottom, I'm just going to cut it down the middle, just to elongate it, so that it will sit at the top and bottom of my strip that I've already got. Now obviously I know that's a messy cut, it doesn't matter because we're not going to see it. We're just going to pop some tape or wet glue, you could use anything, on the back of here, like so, and then put one of these strips on the top and on the bottom. Now you just have to eyeball to make that straight. There's no real measurement, I've just eyeballed it and made it look neat enough. There you go, like that. Okay, now you'll notice that these ends aren't that neat, but it doesn't matter, we're going to cut them down anyway. Now I've got it with my strip on there, I want to run the whole thing through with the embossing folder again, but lining it up just so that I get it on that happy birthday. So I want to pop that over the happy birthday, and it's quite hard for me to show you on camera, but when you're doing it in real life it's easy. You can just line up that white under that happy birthday and run it through. Now you can't emboss first or run this through first on a bigger piece of paper and then cut it out with a die, because as you cut this out obviously it will squash down all your embossing. So you need to cut first and then emboss. There you go, we're all done. Now that's so neat. I love this little border that you get here. The happy birthday embosses perfectly. It's really, really smart. I really like that a lot. Now you might find, well, I've done my blue strips quite narrow, so it didn't pick up any of the other pattern that was on the embossing folder. You might find that if you want to make these strips a little bit bigger, you'll start to pick up a bit of pattern. If you do have that issue, obviously don't stick your strips on first, just run your white through and then stick it onto your coloured pieces behind. But mine worked out okay because you had this plain border there, so it kept any pattern from going on the back. So now that's done, we're just going to stick that onto our card. So I'm just simply going to put glue on the back and stick it on the card. Line that up just with the one underneath. It doesn't have to be exact because you're going to trim it down anyway, but just so you get roughly the right curve, I'm trying to line it up so that it's the same sort of wave as it would have been, and then turn it over and trim off the excess. Okay, when you've done that, you're just going to flat stick the whole piece onto the front of our card. And then you're done. It couldn't be simpler. You've made a really, really nice textured card. Really nice. This happy birthday is absolutely brilliant in real life. As I say, I hope it's picking up on camera, but in real life the texture on that is fantastic. Easy to use card, great to give out, and it's what, a 5, maybe 10-minute card. Super simple. So that's it for card 1. I'm going to end this video here. Head over and watch video number 2 if you want to see the red one, the girls version. See you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.